Oh, oh, hey. I didn't walk into this year expecting miracles. I walked in steady, trusting the invisible. After all the promises that went unanswered, I told myself, hold on, be sensible. Last year testing my patience and heart made me question what I believe. But I was done with fleeting feelings. I wanted a faith I could retrieve. I stumbled when silence lingered, when prayers seemed to go unheard. But something in me surrendered fully. I learned to trust every single word. I found strength in quiet devotion. It's proven over time. This was the year I stayed faithful, even when storms raged unseen, when nobody noticed the effort, and hope felt too far to glean. I didn't just start strong, I stayed when it got tough. This was the year I stayed faithful, and God showed His love. And God showed His love. I had moments I felt weary, times I wanted to run away, but I remembered the one who called me, and why I promised to stay. Some prayers felt like they would be delayed, some breakthroughs came slow, but faithfulness kept me moving when feelings said let go. I stopped waiting for perfect timing, stopped chasing fleeting zeal. I showed up in every ordinary moment, and His presence made it real. I wasn't flawless, but I remained true. This was a year I stayed faithful, even when storms raged unseen, when nobody noticed the effort, and hope felt too far to glean. I didn't just start strong, I stayed when it got tough. This was the year I stayed faithful, and God showed His love. Lord, teach me to trust without conditions, to walk in Your will with patience. Thank You for steady love that carries me through resistance. I don't want my faith to flicker or burn only when it feels right. So when my strength runs dry, meet me in the quiet night. Make faithfulness my worship, not just my desire or fight. This was the year I stayed faithful, through the trials, through the unseen struggles, through the unseen struggles. Every small yes man, every quiet prayer counts. This was the year I stayed faithful, and I'm not turning back yet. I stayed when I could've walked away, I stayed when it tried to break me. I stayed by the grace of God. I stayed there, and He made me strong. Still faithful, still consistent, still trusting, still trained, still changed. I don't boast about perfection, I testify about grace. 'Cause staying faithful caused comfort, but it preserved my faith. If anyone asks what shaped my heart, I won't and God kept me whole. Hey, man, I stayed. I walked in quiet, no grand display, but my heart was ready to stay. After all the times I wandered off, I told myself no more delay. The world tried to pull me sideways, temptations came like storms, but I felt a voice inside me saying, child, you are reborn. I stumbled sometimes in weakness, felt the weight of unseen trials, but God's presence met me gently, and I found strength in His smile. I learned holiness isn't flashy, it's lived in everyday choice. This was the year I stepped on holy ground, where grace met my doubt, where every fall became a lesson, and every prayer spoke loud. I didn't just show up, I stayed when the fight was real. Oh yeah, this was the year I stepped on holy ground, and God began to heal. I had days I wanted to run, moments I almost gave in, but I remembered the covenant and who I am in Him. Some victories came in silence, some battles felt too long, but faith kept me standing, and worship became my song. I stopped chasing feelings, stopped needing the world to cheer. I stayed faithful in the shadow, and the light of heaven drew near. I wasn't perfect, but I was present. This was the year I stepped on holy ground, where grace met my doubt, where every fall became a lesson, and every prayer spoke loud. I didn't just show up, I stayed when the fight was real. But it was real. This was the year I stepped on holy ground and began to heal. Oh Lord, thank you for your presence, even when I couldn't see. Thank you for guiding my steps and holding me tenderly. Teach me to honor you in the ordinary days, to walk in your light, not just in grand. Let holiness be my offering, faithfulness my crown. I'll stand firm in your house, where your glory is found. This was the year I stepped on holy ground. Yeah, yeah. Through trials, through waiting, through unseen tests, of the small yes that I holy ground. Every small yes mattered, every quiet prayer counted. This was the year I stepped on holy ground, and I'm not going back. When the world told me to leave, I stayed. When it hurt to believe, I stayed. By the power of God, and He made me free. Still faithful, still grounded, still worshiping, still chained. I don't boast in my own strength, I testify of His grace. Stepping on holy ground cost me comfort, but it saved my faith. If anyone asks what changed my life, I won't point to the stars, I'll point to the days I stood firm. This was the year I stepped on holy ground, and God held my heart.
radio-friendly version of Holy Ground that keeps the core message but is under 3 minutes. Perfect for worship sessions or streaming.
I didn't step into this life with certainty. I walked in quietly, heart ready. After all the storms I barely survived, I promised myself stay steady. Last year taught me how easy it is to lose calm and give in, but I was done with restless faith that faded when pressure came in. I've doubted before when silence grew, when hope seemed out of view, but something inside finally shifted. I chose trust over fear, and I knew I learned peace isn't loud, it whispers through trials. This was the year I found peace. Peace in my soul. When the noise tried in, you still control. When nobody saw the battles I fought, and the victories came slow. I didn't just pray hard, I stayed when storms rose. This was the year of peace in my soul, and God made me whole. I had moments I wanted shortcuts, days I almost let go, but I remembered the promises I carried and the love I already know. Not every prayer got quick answers, not every dream came fast, but patience built my roots deep and faith began to last. I stopped chasing fleeting feelings, stopped waiting for perfect skies. I walked in trust every day, and peace became my prize. I wasn't flawless, but I was faithful. First through trial, y'all. This was the year I found peace in my soul. When the noise tried to steal control, when nobody saw the battles I fought, and the victories came slow. I didn't just pray hard, I stayed when storms rose. This was the year of peace in my soul, and God made me whole. Lord, thank you for teaching me patience without taking away joy. Thank you for quiet moments that speak louder than noise. I don't wanna chase temporary calm without your grace. So when my heart felt weak, you met me in this place. Teach me to trust you daily, even when nothing seems new. Let your peace be my anchor, not just a fleeting view. This was the year I found peace. Through the trials, through the waiting, through the unseen toils, this was the year I found peace. Peace in my soul. Every small step mattered, every quiet prayer counted. This was the year I found peace in my soul. And I'm not letting go. I stay when fear whispered lies. I stay when chaos tried to rise. I stay by the grace of God. I stay and peace fill my life. Still anchored, still trusting, still focused, still changed. I don't boast in my strength, I testify of His love. 'Cause holding on cost me pride, but it gave me calm. If anyone asks what changed me, I won't credit the start. I point to the days I held on. This was the year I found peace in my soul, and God kept me whole. Amen.
If you want, I can also adapt this into a more rhythmic gospel version, ready to sing with call and response sections, and a strong choir feel it would match the emotional lift and repetition of your original Stay Committed style.
I didn't walk into this year with fireworks. I walked in steady, head clear. After all the promises I forgot to believe, I told myself, God, you're near. Last year showed me how easy it is to speak faith and then fade. But I was tired of half-hearted prayers that vanished when trials came. I've doubted before when it got silent, when his voice fell far away. But something in me finally shifted. I chose to trust what he says. I learned his word isn't loud, but it works over time. This was the year I trusted your word. When it wasn't easy or seen, when nobody noticed the change inside, and miracles felt slow and unseen. I didn't just start believing, I stayed when it got hard. This was the year I trusted your word, and you changed my heart. Oh, I had moments I wanted answers fast. Times I almost walked away, but I remembered your promises and who you said you'd be each day. Some prayers didn't move mountains, some breakthroughs came late, but trusting kept me grounded when hope began to fade. I stopped waiting on signs or feelings, stopped needing the proof in hand. I held on to your unchanging word and faith began to stand. I wasn't perfect, but I was persistent. Lord, you were that this was the year I trusted your word. When it wasn't easy or safe, when it wasn't easy or safe, noticed the change inside, and miracles felt slow and unseen. I didn't just start believing, I stayed when it got hard. Yeah, I trusted your word, and you changed my heart. Lord, thank you for teaching me patience without taking away my joy. Thank you for steady guidance that didn't need noise. I don't wanna chase outcomes without your voice. So when my hope ran dry, you renewed my choice. Teach me to keep believing you on days that feel the same. Let trust in your word be my worship, not just emotional mattered, every quiet prayer counted. Here I trusted you, and I'm not turning back. I trusted you when I could have left, when it tested my flesh. I trusted by the power of your word, and it made me strong. Still faithful, still focused, still changed. I don't brag about understanding it all. I testify about grace, cause trusting your word caused my doubt, but it saved my faith. If anyone asks what changed my life, I won't credit the start, I'll point to the days I held on. This was the year I trusted your word, and you kept my heart. Amen, I stayed.
If you want, I can also make a version that's more singable for worship, with smoother phrasing and repeated hooks for a live gospel feel.